If you've just randomly clicked on this video and have no idea who the heck we are and what we're doing, well, real quick, I'm Chloe, this is Ludwig. We've been living in a van for just over a week driving around the South Island, New Zealand. We went to the Milford Sound, we did some insane hikes, drove all the way down to the bottom of the country, got blown over by the wind, saw some old trees, witnessed one of New Zealand's most photographed waterfalls, stayed in luxury for just one night. Now we're making our way back up. Come and join us. Now embarking on our most beautiful drive yet. First laundry session done and dusted. One of the most unique spots on our entire trip. So let's give you a little van tour.
Welcome to the outdoor kitchen. I can make whatever you can think of.
Where the heck do we do the wee-wees? First laundry session done and dusted. That's why it's looking a bit like a Chinese laundry in the back of our van here, but we've got 3 full bags of freshly clean, warm, dry, smelling good laundry to wear. Thank goodness, because it's just in time to do a bunch of hiking at Mount Cook. One handy tip if you are doing a road trip around New Zealand or doing van life, look out for the liquid laundromats. We only just discovered it yesterday. They're a brand of laundromats all the way through New Zealand. You get a little liquid card and you can load that card with money. That allows you to go to all of the liquid stores and use your laundry card there. It just seems super handy. We did look on the map, there is a bunch of them around, definitely South Island. We'll have to take a look if they're in the North Island too, but most likely you would think so. But it's going to be really handy for us to then take our card that we've loaded money onto to our next destination when we feel like we're a little smelly once again. One of the coolest things about road tripping is the fact that you pass by so many things that you didn't even know was there. Yes, we love seeing all the big touristy destinations that are on our itinerary, but some of the more special are the places you find off to the side of the road. You just happen to pull over and take a little look. Here we've just pulled over to a site that has ancient Maori rock drawings. After that quick and interesting stop, we were back on the road, eagerly awaiting our next stop, the Omarama Clay Cliffs. This hidden gem has been on our to-do list for so long, and you'll soon see why. We didn't know this, but Omarama Clay Cliffs is actually on private property, so to drive down the driveway and go through the gate, they just ask that you contribute $5. They've got a little pay box, so you just pop your $5 in there and then you can go on down the driveway for a little bit further. So we should be arriving there pretty soon. The trek to get here may be a long one. Literally, the driveway is never ending. But as we began to approach these giant rocks before us, we already knew that it was so worth our time. These crazy formations had us feeling like we'd traveled right back to Utah in the USA. These massive rocks are made up of layers of gravel and silt formed by the flow of ancient glaciers over 1 million years ago. This place is definitely one of the most unique spots on our entire trip around New Zealand. You're definitely gonna wanna come here. Apparently there is a must-do hot tub experience very close to the Omarama Clay Cliffs, with a very similar vibe to the onsen hot pools in Queenstown, if you've ever seen these, which you probably have because everyone gets a photo here. It's compulsory. Definitely put this place on your list. It would have been the perfect way to finish off your day here, especially if you're like Ludwig, flopping all over the place in the dirt. Okay, back to it.
Oh,
Hey guys, welcome to our home on wheels. This is future Chloe here, reporting from somewhere in the North Island. So let's give you a little van tour and show you what we're going to be living in on our adventure around New Zealand. Firstly, this camper van is from a company called Epic Campers, and they specialise in nice, small, compact, self-contained vehicles. Self-contained is very important here in New Zealand because it means we can freedom camp, allowing us with loads of flexibility to camp wherever we like, for the most part. Let's have a look inside our Epic Campers living room. Basically now we've got the living room, dining room setup going on. So we have a nice long table, perfect enough for a couple to sit with. This is just on a little leg here that we've screwed in. And we've got two really long couch seats. Technically, you could have about 6 guests in here for dinner if you so wanted to. You may notice around me we've got a ton of curtains all over the place. So these were really handy in blocking out any light. The windows are really tinted on their own, so you can't really see in from the outside, and we just had these little Velcro ties to tie them up in the day. Alright, welcome to the kitchen. Here we have our lovely sink. This is our little tap here. I've just flicked a little button around the corner, and voila, it gives us water. Just around here where the button was. Here, I'll show you guys. I'll talk over it. Actually, Ludwig's better at showing you this part. Here he is.
Over here, 2 little nifty USB ports for charging phones, watches, etc. This little meter here shows you how much power you have left in the main battery. This little first button is for the light. Can't really see it because it's daytime. Second button is for water. No water. Flick the switch. Water.
Okay, within our kitchen section, we have the pantry section.
Welcome to the outdoor kitchen, where we have work desk, extended kitchen. Under here is where you'll find all your essentials: coffee mugs, drinking mugs, knives, forks, spoons, cutting knives. Over here is where we find pots, plates, spatulas, salt, pepper, can opener, cheese grater, and we have a frying pan. We have a gas cooker. This little bad boy, I can make whatever you can think of, except lasagna. I can make toast, make baked beans, soup, make a nice stir fry. Yeah, you name it, I make it. No lasagna. And last but not least, we have 1 and 2 chopping boards.
So obviously now we've moved out of the van and we're almost saying goodbye to this little guy, but this here was my wardrobe. It might look tiny on the camera, but this was more than enough space to live out of a van. I had plenty of space for all of my undies, socks and clothes. Another cool thing, I don't know if it was meant to be for this purpose, but the curtains are obviously here hanging on this little cord. In the daytime when we had the curtains pulled back, we actually used these as washing lines, and our clothes tend to dry pretty fast. One question you may have is, where the heck do we do the wee-wees? Well, what you do, just come on over to
Nice
our
bunk shot.
Here is my toilet that I've been using for 3 weeks. But as you're watching this, I would have only used it a couple of times back in the past. This thing was super easy to use. All you needed to do was place some blue powder in there, a couple liters of water, and all the smell is gone. It doesn't smell like anything at all, and it was super accessible. So you open this hatch here, which you just simply pull out from the bottom here.
Which closes and opens this.
Which closes and opens that little valve.
The little pee-pee hole.
The little pee-pee hole.
And then we'll take one of these bad boys, open this, pour it in there. Like so.
And then all we do is place, 2 liters?
Roughly.
Around 2 liters-ish of water down there. And then you're good to go. I mainly use the public toilets along the road or the toilets at our campsite or freedom camping grounds, but this is so handy for someone like me who often needs to pee in the night and I don't want to go walking out in the woods to find the toilet at nighttime when I'm half asleep. So it came in such handy. We have one other cool part of the kitchen, but it is over this side. This here is our fridge. So over on the side here you have all of your controlling buttons. It powers up and charges naturally as you drive, and then you can sort of alter the temperature when you have the car off. If you'll just take a little look under the table, you'll see we have a little hatch. In this hatch you'll find all of our bedding, our pillows, etc. And also in there was Ludwig's space for all of his clothing, shoes, electronics. To get there as well, we had a little hatch up the top, which we get to when we set up the bed. So it's just a little hatch on top. So there's 2 easy ways to get into that cupboard. Another really nifty thing is the top of the hatch, or the lid, is actually the top of the table. So that when we do make this into a bed, we take the table off. This then covers the cupboard for us, and everything is kind of multi-use. It's really smart. We were now embarking on our most beautiful drive yet, if that's even possible. How can this place get more beautiful as you go along? Once you start to road trip around New Zealand, you seriously realise how much there is to do in such little time. This here is another classic example. On the way out to Mount Cook, you'll pass by this beautiful alpine lavender farm. Don't be in a rush like us and allow yourself time to stop here. This lavender farm is actually one of the largest in the southern hemisphere. We've learned that their ice cream is delicious. As we slowly approach the mighty Mount Cook, my heart begins to race, and I start to realise, although we're already over a week in, our trip has only just begun.